this Medicare Advantage program. So these insurance companies were just getting a sweet deal. All we've been saying is, let's make sure that there's a competitive bidding process and that we are getting the absolute best bargain. So, but I appreciate your larger concern, which is, let's make sure that everybody has access to health care. And traditional Medicare, by the way, is a great deal. Everybody who's in it is pretty happy with it. But go ahead with your question.
Okay, I didn't introduce myself. My name is Norman Ilsheen. I live in North Las Vegas. I'm retired, and my question is about Social Security.
Now, are you a former Chicagoan?
Yes, sir.
Where are you from, Chicago?
Schaumburg, last.
Fantastic. Well, the weather's a little bit better here, I got to admit.
Well, we can visit snow here.
Yeah, exactly. All right, go ahead.
Well, my question is about Social Security. Now, I know there are a lot of myths out there, and I know you can dispel them. I saw an interview on Meet the Press with Alan Greenspan, who, as you know, was on the Social Security Commission in the 80s.
Right.
And Tim Russert asked him specifically, what about the crisis in Social Security? Alan Greenspan's response was, there is no crisis in Social Security. It's a payroll tax issue. Can you comment on that?
Yeah, here's the situation with Social Security. It is actually true that Social Security is not in crisis the way our healthcare system is in crisis. I mean, when you think about the big entitlement programs, you've got Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Right? These are the big programs that take up a huge portion of the federal budget. Social Security is in the best shape of any of these because basically the costs of Social Security just go up with ordinary inflation, whereas healthcare costs are going up much faster than inflation. It is true that if we continue on the current path with Social Security, if we did nothing on Social Security, that at a certain point in maybe 20 years or so, what would happen is that you start seeing less money coming in the payroll tax because the population's getting older, so you've got fewer workers, and more people are collecting Social Security, so more money's going out, and so the trust fund starts dropping. And if we did nothing, then somewhere around 2040, what would happen would be a lot of the young people who would start collecting Social Security around then would find that they only got 75 cents on every dollar that they thought they were going to get. Everybody with me so far? All right, so slowly we're running out of money, but the fixes that are required for Social Security are not huge the way they are with Medicare. Medicare, that is a real problem. If we don't get a handle on it, it will bankrupt us. With Social Security, we could make adjustments to the payroll tax. For example, I'll just give you one example. Right now, your Social Security, your payroll tax is capped at $109,000. So what that means is that how many people, you know, I don't mean to pry into your business, but how many people here make less than $109,000 every year? All right? That's a pretty rich audience. A lot of people kept their hands down. I'm impressed. Now, look, what it means is basically for 95% of Americans, they pay, every dollar you earn, you pay into the payroll tax. But think about that other 5% that's making more than $109,000 a year. Warren Buffett, he pays the payroll tax on the first $109,000 he makes, and then for the other $10 billion, he doesn't pay payroll tax. So, yeah, somebody said, what? Yeah, that's right. That's the way it works. So what we've said is, well, doesn't it make sense to maybe have that payroll tax cut off at a higher level? Or have people, you know, maybe you hold people harmless till they make $250,000 a year, but between $250,000 and $1 million or something, you know, they start paying payroll tax again, just to make sure that the fund overall is solvent. So that would just be one example. That's not the only way of fixing it, but if you made a slight adjustment like that, then Social Security would be there well into the future, and it would be fine. All right? Okay. It's a woman's turn. Hey, anybody? You know, I'm going to go back here. Nobody's got. These folks haven't had a chance here. Hold on one second. I'm going to let you use my mic. You'll give it back, right? Okay.
My name is Peggy Durfee, and I'm a native Nevadan. Grew up in Boulder City. There's a few of us here. Known this great guy, Harry, all my life. And my question, which is near and dear to my heart, and there's a few of my coworkers watching right now on television and a few here, is we want to know what is going to be done for tourism in Nevada, particularly airlines. I am a U.S. Airways employee who has been furloughed for 17 months. They furloughed over 500 more just on the 14th. So there's many, many of us now on the unemployment rolls, and we want to see what's going to happen to bring our jobs back to Las Vegas.
Well, first of all, obviously, tourism is directly connected to the state of the economy as a whole. If people have disposable income, then they're going to travel. And if they're going to travel and have fun, they're going to come to Las Vegas. Right? So, but on the other hand, if times are tight, they're having trouble paying the bills, making the mortgage, etc., that means tourism declines. So everything we're doing in terms of improving the economy as a whole will start improving tourism. But what is also true is that we can take some particular steps to help to encourage the tourism industry. And Harry, before we came out, was talking about a bipartisan tourism promotion, travel promotion act. Harry, I'm going to give the mic to Harry for a second. Harry, do you want to talk just a little bit about what would be in the act?
We're going to try to take that up next week. It will save $500 million over 10 years and create tens of thousands of jobs. We're the only country in the world, a major country in the world, that doesn't promote itself. You'll see on TV, Jamaica does, New Zealand does, Australia does, South Africa does, but not the United States. We hope within 2 or 3 months we'll be promoting ourselves.
Good. Now, that's the kind of leadership that Harry's showing. Let me make one last point about airlines in particular. There are two things that we can really do to help improve the airline industry. The first is on energy. Look, part of the reason that airlines are getting squeezed all the time is because their fuel costs are huge. That's the single biggest problem for most airlines, is fuel costs that skyrocket or are unpredictable. And so if we've got a smart energy policy that is encouraging the use of electric cars and improving gas mileage and making sure that we're looking at alternative fuels like biofuels that can be used for trucks, and all those things will help to reduce our dependence on foreign oil, and as a consequence will over time stabilize fuel prices in a way that is very helpful to the airlines. The second thing that we need to do is we've got to upgrade our air traffic control system, which is a little creaky. And one of the don't worry, I mean, it's safe to travel. I don't want anybody to think, man, creaky, that doesn't sound good. What it is that because we don't use the latest technologies, a lot of times, you know, the holding patterns for planes, how many planes can land safely at the same time, all those things are reduced. The efficiency of the overall system is reduced because we're not using the best technologies available. If we can upgrade those technologies, then we could reduce delays, we could reduce cancellations, we could reduce the amount of time that it takes when there's bad weather for planes to land, and all that would also help improve profitability in the airlines industry, which in turn would mean that they would be able to hire more workers and provide outstanding customer service. Okay?